All right, class. So the last unit we're going to look at is transformations. And if you look here, we have today you're going to look at the learning targets and start talking about symmetry types. The week before the holiday break, you're going to start looking at reflections and translations. When we come back from break, we're going to look at rotations and dilations and look at compositions of transformations. So today I want to talk about what a transformation is, and then you guys are going to, in your packet, read about what symmetry is and be able to define each of those. So if you guys could turn your packets to the next page, which is our learning targets. So really the first thing that we're going to do while I'm gone is the first two learning targets. So you're going to define rotational and reflectional symmetry for polygons, regular and non-polygons. You're going to define and draw reflections and translations and describe translations as ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So that's what we're going to get to before break. So I want to go ahead and define what transformations are. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys read about the different types of symmetry that we find in objects that's already in your packet, and then answer some questions about those different types of symmetry. So if you could have your composition books out and open, I'm going to take some notes here on what transformations are. So today is the 11th. And why don't you go ahead, it's Unit 5, our last unit, and it's titled Transformations. All right, I'll let you guys get all ready. All right, so a transformation is when you move all points in a geometric figure according to certain rules and create a new image. We're going to define what those certain rules are later. All right, so some important vocabulary that we need to know throughout this whole unit is the pre-image and the image. So when I say we're going to start with the pre-image is the original figure, like triangle ABC. Might want to get your highlighter out. So that's what I'm going to start with. That's what you'll always have. And then we'll go through and talk about the resulting image. And the resulting image is after we've moved that shape, moved that figure according to those certain rules. And it has different notation. So it would look like the resulting image, and that's the vocabulary word. So I'm going to highlight that too. And our notation would look like this, is triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. So we always, this little apostrophe, we would say prime. So there are 4 types of transformations that we're going to look at this unit, and so there's 4 types. The first one is a reflection that we're going to look at. The second one is a translation. So that's what we're going to do before break. The third one's a rotation. And the fourth one's a dilation. So the first 3 we look at, they end up just moving the shape in some way, but doesn't change the size of the shape. So that's what we call a rigid transformation. And then dilation changes the size of the shape, and so that ends up being a non-rigid transformation. Okay? So if you open your packets up to page 1, the first thing that we're going to look at is our symmetry types. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you read through, and there is 2 types of symmetry. There's reflectional symmetry, so I'm going to underline that and highlight it so I know where I can find it. And then there is rotational symmetry. So you guys are going to read through this. And then you're going to answer some questions. So there's some nice pictures in here to kind of show you where, like, we have lines of symmetry. And then starting here, number 4, which should be number 1 because it's question 1, you're going to answer some questions about reflectional symmetry and rotational symmetry on page 2. And then you're going to go through on question 7, you're actually going to determine if each of these shapes and figures have rotational, reflectional symmetry, both or neither. And then, so that goes all the way to page 4. So that's what I expect you guys to have done for Monday. So use this time wisely in class. You may work together. All right. Have a good weekend.